Welcome back to the EntreLeadership podcast. Our video question of the day submitted from our EntreLeadership Summit that was done earlier in the year. One of our attendees asked this question.
My name is Daniel Pure Domenico. We are in the recruiting and staffing industry, specifically focusing in engineering and manufacturing sectors. We are located in Cleveland, Ohio. We have a team of 30 people. Our top line revenue is about $7.5 million. We just actually celebrated on April 1st, 51 years. Just his take on where he thinks the economy is going from a manufacturing sector this year with the election. I'd love to hear his take on, what he thinks the economy is going to do.
Wow. Economists and weather forecasters are the only people that can be wrong most of the time and keep their jobs. So me predicting what the economy is going to do is probably ludicrous. The platform that the Democrats are running on, if I understand it correctly, is to increase taxes and continue to press a progressive agenda socially. And that's what they believe. Both of those things affect, and we can see exactly what they've done with illegal immigration. All of those things affect the economy and affect the manufacturing sector for sure. I don't have any idea if how much it's bull crap and how much he can pull it off, but Trump claims that he's going to support bringing manufacturing back to the states. That was part of his speech that went on for 5.5 hours the other night. Good God. But yeah. And so, but I mean, he said that. Now, I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can affect that or not. There are some things that you can do with the tax law, which he did do in the last administration. It wasn't just said; it was actually done. That invites money that's trapped overseas back into the states for reinvestment into manufacturing without being taxed. Right now, if they have money, American companies have money overseas they can't bring back here without paying taxes on it. But if they brought it back to and plug it into manufacturing, it would encourage manufacturing growth. He did do that before, and he claims he would do it again. That was an actual fact. I mean, it's not a political, not a drama, not a bunch of hyperbole, not a whatever. He actually did do that. The main baseline on all of this is I try not to base much of my decision-making on what's happening in the White House because I cannot control those goobers. Both sides of the aisle are completely out of control. I have, in my business career of 35 years, I have had presidents that were elected that I thought were going to screw up the economy, and I prospered during them. But it had nothing to do with them. I did it in spite of them with our sheer force of will into the marketplace and just our business acumen. I've had presidents that I thought were on my side, and I prospered under them, but none of them ever sent me any money. So I more agreed with some of their political or social stands, but none of them sent me any money. So I think it's a bit overstated. Not a bit. It's way overstated in the average American's mind, including those of us that are small business people often, the effect that Washington actually has on us, one way or the other. I seem to have muddled through under both parties, and I think in both cases I did it mostly in spite of them, not because of them. And so I'm not going to collapse and go out of business because either one of these people get elected. I'm going to go on and do my thing, and it may turn out that I have a more prosperous economy under one than another. I'm a low-tax, entrepreneurial, capitalist pig, which means I completely avoid anything that looks like socialism, high tax, high regulation, Marxist, leftist bullcrap. So that pretty much tells you where I'm going to vote, but I'm not voting there because I think they're the second coming of Jesus. They're not. And so I'm going to do this in spite of all of them. not because of any of them. And so I think that's your best stance overall, all of you out there. And so, I mean, if you hate Trump and you think the world's coming to an end and he's like an antichrist or whatever, like some of you people have completely lost your minds on this, and you have what Trump derangement syndrome or whatever that is. I'm not a Trump worshiper, okay? But I'm also I don't hate Kamala to the point that I've lost my mind. So I mean, you guys get completely warped on this. Not you, Daniel, but just in general out there, people do in the public. And my advice to you is just pray for your leaders. That's we're people of the book. That's what the book tells us to do. And so I can pray for them and disagree with them. I can pray God changes their mind because they're making bad mistakes. I can pray that, but I'm going to pray for them for sure. I'm not going to wish bad health or bad, horrible things on any of them. I'm not, I don't need to do that. And I'm going to go about my business of running my business. And if I can get folks to do that in their personal household, what happens in your house is way more important than what happens in the White House as a future indicator of your success. So, Daniel, I don't know is the bottom line to your answer. What's going to happen to the economy based on the election? I have no idea. There was some rambling thoughts there, but it does end up with it probably isn't going to matter much except to the extent that you decide it matters and you create a self-fulfilling prophecy based on you thought that Obama was going to save the world and he didn't. Hope and change. I didn't get either. So, didn't see either one. So, sounds to me like a slogan. And, you guys do whatever you want to do, but that's the thing. And I can do this on either side of the aisle. I'm an equal opportunity offender. So just you get me going here. There we go. But anyway, that's a good question. It's an interesting discussion, but it helps me remember how many times in my past I've overreacted, giving these people way more credence than they deserved based on their actual actions. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.